just James, okay, bringing you yet another video. Long time no see. How have you guys been? Okay, so I got recently sent something really fabulous from, that's 3D printed? Yes. This amazing website that did a partnership with a fellow YouTuber who is known very well in the ball jointed doll community. Her name is Etellan, and here she is on the cover of the little bottle. Everything. She's a ball jointed doll. Look at it. They made her art into a ball jointed doll. Everything. That is so cute. They were so sweet. I believe they're a UK based company, but this actually came rather quickly. So thank you so much. That's 3D printed for sending me this. This is how it came. It is in a beautiful, as I like to call, very pale beige color, because I guess like you're supposed to use dyes to like basically color match the resin to your own liking. I will say this was a very interesting print for me. I have never used an ABS like this before, and this stuff came with some instructions. When I heard it had instructions, I'm not gonna lie, it was a little daunting. It got me a little nervous, like, oh God, I have to like follow instructions. So can I just pour it in the thing and just print? That's what I like doing. But when it comes to making like really high quality ball jointed dolls, I guess that community does not mind taking a few extra steps. So I read through them, and it's actually pretty easy. It says, read the effing instructions. Yes, no, seriously, read them. Some steps might be different from what you're used to. I like how it goes from like very serious to, okay, we're just casual. I'm just joshing with you. Shake and stir the resin before printing. Temperature between 20 to 35 Celsius. Dry thoroughly before curing. Ask for instructions, and it gives their email, which I do appreciate because, you know, I do be making mistakes. Now, I tested this out for the video, and I have to say I'm very, very pleased with the results. There were some hiccups, which I'll show you right here, right now. Okay, we're doing our big one with this. We are trying out this doll maker resin. It says on the side, shake it really well. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna shake it really well and see how this prints out. Yes, I print outside, girl. I am not smelling these fumes in my apartment, okay? I live in a wet bedroom. It's not happening. So we're gonna print this bitch. All right, let's dump our resin in and see how she goes. Here we go. Oh, she's kind of light. A little pale doll skin. Okay. She's really cute though. Be different for me. Let's try her out. Here we go. We are printing her. Let's see how she goes. Transferring the file over. Okay, so we did the print. For the most part, everything came out pretty good. The only thing we had was a problem here in the torso area. We have a crack. It looks like the resin might have gotten too hot, but I think that might also just be an error on my part because it does give you specific options on how to heat the resin. And I just put it in the printer the way I always do, just to see what would happen. And that's the only real defect. Everything else printed pretty flawlessly, I have to say. Like, yeah, and this is an easy fix. I can just go in tomorrow in the sunlight and literally just drip it on there and seal that up, no problem. It won't be an issue. Sand it and it'll be fine. But yeah, for the most part, it came out really good. It feels amazing. It's very silky. I'll talk a little bit more about it soon. So one of the perks of living in a desert is that we get hot sun all year round. So when I have to sun cure something that's broken or didn't quite cure the way I wanted to, like a print that has a little bit of an error, it's easy to do, and it takes like little seconds. Like this is literally the first one, and it's almost done. I just gotta do like maybe probably one more, maybe two more to be safe, but yeah, just like that, it's fixed, and you sand it, and no one will be all the wiser. I have to say, like, it's a very good resin. Like, this is the next day, by the way. I'm trying it out, and the ABS is pretty solid. Like, it feels like a toy. Like, that's really cool. The color I'm not crazy about, but I understand like it's made so you can color anything you want. So you just use whatever like little dips they provide or you can buy and change the color to your liking. Or, you know, maybe mix it with something, I'm not exactly sure. But I've never tried that before, maybe on my next venture, because they sent me quite a few bottles of it. So definitely would try this again. Oh, there's one in the back too. Oh, I didn't see that. Well, we'll fix that. Again, it's not really an issue with the ABS, it's more with my print. I'm pretty sure I just layered it poorly on the plate. So I think it's more my file than it was the ABS because everything else turned out perfect, just the torso didn't get enough light. So I think it's partly of how I laid it onto the belt more than it is the ABS's fault. Okay, I've sun cured it for a few minutes now. I only used like a drop of resin to do this because it's actually pretty thick and viscous. So yeah, it's pretty much ready to go. I just gotta put it in the UV lamp just to be sure and then sand it and it's gonna be like it never happened. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Any error I did get, I was able to fix, and it was the smallest error, just the tiniest little like printing error from my belt. It wasn't from the resin, so again, like I said, the resin feels really good. Like, it seems pretty solid. Like, if I was doing a proper ball jointed doll, this would be a really good resin for it. Like, you can definitely tell they took their time with creating this and concocting it, which I appreciate. Because you use like standard, which I usually use, it's so fragile and you gotta be very, very careful with it. Whereas this one, not so much. Like, the supports look very gummy and easy to take off. So I'm excited to see what the support move is gonna be like. Okay, our doll is printed. This is how she looks. I think she came out pretty good. And watch, like I showed you, I sanded everything. Can't even tell there was a mess up or anything. Back as well, which is totally fine. That's a little grease stain right there I gotta scrub away. But the resin sun cured perfectly. I think she looks phenomenal. I cannot wait to paint her and get her looking nice and pretty for the finished product of this video. Yes, now I tested it out. I did everything as they said. I think the error I encountered while doing this had to do with the fact that my 3D file is probably layered flat. And the way I like position everything on the bed, I usually have this mistake usually happens. It's more in line with the printer and not so much the resin, so I'm not gonna blame the resin for that. The resin seemed perfectly lovely because all the other parts came out so beautifully and so detailed. And it's very soft and very silky, which I think is a very lovely touch, especially when it comes to making dolls. Because what I noticed when it comes to like 3D printing, a lot of people don't mind like the gruffness of it and the fact you have to sand it. But when it comes to dolls, like they have to have a very familiar touch and a very, very like way of, a very touch and feel. They have to have like a feel about them in order to really feel like a doll. Especially those of us that collect them, we've handled a lot of dolls, so we know exactly how they're supposed to feel. And I was very pleased with the results I got from this. Now I bet you're wondering, James, would you shut up and just show us? I'm happy to, okay? This is the doll I ended up printing. I painted her and everything. She is all dressed up. Check her out. Yes, I think she looks gorgeous. Yes, this is the classique body. I was also testing out a waist joint because again, like if I'm gonna do a test print, I'm gonna test something out. So this is more of a demo than anything else. I'm testing out the moving waist, which is basically allows the doll to have a bit more movement and posability. With this new body type, I've been trying to perfect the twisting waist joint, and I think we're somewhere along there. I'm not quite pleased with it yet, so it's still back to the drawing board, so this one will not be for sale. But I will probably do a doll like this again because I do love this goth look. Like, come on, I think she came out super, super cute. And the details, especially on the earrings, I'm very impressed by because I noticed with like normal resin, sometimes a few of the details get lost, like especially on the earrings, you can like the flower starts to fade and blend together a little bit. And on this, it came out perfect. Like it's cool, it fully looks like a flower. And even the like indents in the nail, even the indents in the fingers came through, which I very much appreciate. And I followed the instructions. It length of the process just the tiniest bit. But I didn't really mind that because again, like it's things you should be doing already. Honestly, it's stuff you should be doing anyway. Like you should be thoroughly drying your stuff before you put it in the curer. Like you're wondering why your stuff cracks. That's why. But no, I think the results are really, really nice. Let me take her off the stand. Like she feels really great. I Mod Podged her and everything to give her a nice finish. But even then, before that, after just sanding it, she feels really, really good. Like it handles and feels like a doll. And I would say, like, I'm very, very impressed with the printing I got from this. Like, I think it came out super, super cute. Pros, it's a fantastic resin. I will say it's great, especially if you're a ball-jointed doll and you're very, very serious about doll making. It's something to probably invest in. The one negative for me is it's a bit of a high price point. Like, it's $60 a bottle, which might turn a few people off, especially when like there are other resins on the market that are much cheaper that are also ABS infused. This one is specifically designed for ball jointed dolls and doll making. So again, it's not a bad thing. Like it's worth the money. I will say that if you want to invest in this, just factor that into your dolls you're making them to sell. You're going to be having a higher price point. You got to factor that into your price if you're going to be making dolls to sell. So just kind of think about that before you buy. But if you want a ball jointed doll that looks and feels and handles really well and is durable, like I have to say, like I had no break-offs with this other than the small printing error that happened in the waist joint, which again, I'm more certain it was having to do with the way I laid out my 3D files than it had to do with the 3D printer because everything else printed out just fine. It was just that little like hiccup, which happens with 3D printers, especially if you're like me and you're printing at night outside on a patio in the desert. Like it's 95 degrees outside, so a lot of stuff can go wrong. So I'm factoring that in. I'm not going to blame the resin for that small error. And it was also very, very easy to fix, as you guys saw. So again, the small hiccup was very easy to fix. And the resin worked well in the classical resin sense of just patching things up and curing it very quickly. So yeah, I have to say it's a big hit for me. It's a wonderful resin, I must say. Like, it's a very well-developed product. And I'm not getting paid for this. They just literally just sent me to try it out. And I have to say, if you're serious about ball joint doll making and you like want something that's very durable, it's definitely something to look into. Maybe invest in it. And let me know how you guys feel about it. I might test it out later with like dyes and like different things to make the different skin colors. Because I'll say this right now, while I love this like very fun, ethereal, gothy kind of skin tone, I kind of wish there was a more dynamic range when it came to skin tones. Like give me a beige, a tan, browns, a deeper brown. Come on now. But that's a thing to call out for resins in a whole. A lot of resins I've noticed, especially commercially available ones, they don't have a lot of skin tone options. And it takes a lot of mixing and a lot of trial and error to get something that really looks right. Like I didn't get to a proper tan until this doll. And this has to be probably about like 13th or 15th, my like 23rd or 24th doll I've made. So yeah, just saying, it takes some trial and error, and you have to like really figure things out and figure out what your chemical balance is to get the colors you want. So yeah, you could be ahead of the curve in like creating skin tones for dolls and action figures that no one's out there doing yet. I'm just saying, maybe think about that. I'm curious to see how this will react with other ABS resins, like a red clay or something, or if I want to create different skin tones with something else. I am curious. Like I'll definitely take them up on their offer of asking questions just to see what my options are. But I hope you guys enjoy this. I hope you enjoy our wonderful goth girl right here. She's going to be a gift for a friend. I'll be sending her out very shortly. So if you get this and you see this video, I made it for you. Okay? Now you guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And remember, dolls are fun and dolls are for everyone. All right? Take care of yourselves. Bye!